What's wrong with the Titans defense, and can they change it around this season? Coming at you right after the break. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time checking it out, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below. Once you subscribe, you get put in for the free Corey Davis jersey giveaway. It is authentic, it is signed, and we want to get it to you. But other than that, guys, we're hopping right into it. We got the Tennessee Titans defense that a lot of people predicted that we're going to be an upper echelon defense this upcoming season, and that has just not been the case thus far. They've allowed 30 points from the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Denver Broncos. Although they didn't score a whole lot of points, they were moving the ball effective. And as we know, they were injured in that game as well. They've gotten even more injured since then, but they're still injured in that game nonetheless. Well, let's go ahead. Let's hop right into it. So the shortened offseason has been paramount in this defense not be able to mesh quite well together. They didn't have that practice time that they needed in the offseason, and bringing in pieces like Clowney, Vic Beasley, Christian Fulton, Jonathan Joseph, they just don't have the practice time, the reps quite yet. And that's also the injuries. Vic Beasley obviously hasn't even played a snap quite yet after failing that physical and dealing with that knee injury. Maybe we'll see him this week, but we'll see. But is he going to fit well into the system when he does come back? Because he's probably not conditioned quite yet. And then Clowney, he's still putting it together. He's definitely not conditioned. He was gassed week 1 and week 2. I kind of gave him the benefit of the doubt playing in Mile High City, but there was no reason he should have been gassed in Tennessee like that. And then we got Jonathan Joseph, who just went down to a leg injury. We don't know the severity of that. He might be back on the practice report this week and be good to go, or he might be gone for a while. We just don't know quite yet. And the Dory Jackson, obviously still on the IR for at least one more week. He might play next week. We'll see if he's practicing and how he's going to play, and if he's going to be back in the lineup full time, which is going to be a big part for us. But that is a big key, and we just got to see if we got to get healthy and if we can get those practice reps together and actually start meshing into a decent defense and being the ones that analysts are predicting that we're going to be great this season. So we are seeing little glimpses of hope, especially in that secondary. Kenneth Vaccaro probably had his best game as a Titan to date, leading the team in tackles, had a sack, had a couple passes of defense, and played lights out. And then next to him, we obviously have Kevin Byard, who hasn't been amazing thus far this season, but we know what he can do and should get back to doing. If both of those players are hitting all cylinders, our secondary is going to be dangerous. Then we have Malcolm Butler, who did have a down game last week. He did play a lot of off coverage, which is just not his game for the most part. And then we allowed a lot of free yardage over the middle specifically, and a lot of the time it was just a quick slant or just a drag underneath. And that's something that I think Vrabel just played in for more of the game plan, but I don't think that's something we're going to see in the future. And then Jonathan Joseph was playing good, and he is an old veteran. He did have the leg injury, and we'll see what happens there. But he still finished with a 74 overall grade as far as PFF is concerned. And then Christian Fulton was playing very good in the slot, splitting time with Chris Jackson. And then once that injury did occur, Christian Fulton played a lot on the outside and still looked really good, and then got his first career interception. And this is my dark horse candidate for Defensive Player of the Year as far as rookies can go. And that is a good start for him, and hopefully he can build on that progress, and we'll probably see him more on the outside in the future and be the player that we want him to be. And then it's yet to see if Adoree is going to play in the slot primarily, or if he's going to be on the outside, and which one of those is going to flip-flop. Chris Jackson is playing decent. I don't think he's going to be anything special, but he is a good rotational piece. Being a 7th-round pick, we're not expecting anything from him. And then Amani Hooker probably had the best game of his career thus far as well. And you guys know I'm a big Amani Hooker fan. He finished at an 80% on the PFF grade, and he did have that big pass breakup in the end zone. And we'll see if he gets more time, and I hope he does, because I think he is a good player. He's just not super athletic. And let's go ahead. Let's hop into the pass rush. So the one thing the Tennessee Titans really need to work on is their pass rushing. We have Harold Landry, who I think is going to finish with 10-plus sacks this season. He's playing great. Big Jeff is moving the pocket, and he's being disruptive. We're not expecting a lot from Daquan Jones. That's just not who he is as a player, and he's very good in the run-stopping game. And then we got Vic Beasley and Clowney. Vic Beasley, we were still yet to see play. We were yet to see what he is in general. He's still obviously going to come back, and he's going to be out of conditioning. We'll see him in limited spurts. But is he going to be that early career guy that can finish with 16 plus sacks? Or is he going to be that guy that fell off a cliff at the end of his Falcons career? And then we got Clowney, who's on the 1-year deal, who lined up super offsides last week and could have cost us the game if the refs would have called it correctly. But we do see hints and spurts of the player that he could be and be great. But he is still taking time off here and there and is getting abused in the run and stopping game, which is the part that he should be doing dominant at. But hopefully he can put it together and show us that first pick overall talent. And maybe we'll sign him to a long-year contract in the future. But as of now, he's going to be one and done. And he's going to have to turn that corner. We also saw Rashaan Evans rush the passer a lot last week off the edge, which we've seen hints and spurts under Dean Peans last year, which he wasn't super effective as. But can he turn that corner and do like he did at Alabama, where they utilize him there quite a bit? Last but not least, can the Tennessee Titans learn to stop the run? I think this is a stat that we had 2 bad games, but I think that's something they're going to turn around very quickly. Departure of Gerald Casey, that definitely hurt us, and I think that's something they're going to turn around. And we're going to see Clowney improve in that domain, as well as Jayon Brown and Rashaan Evans. They're going to still that edge, and they're going to stop the run, and they're going to do great, just like they did the last couple seasons. And that's going to be where we thrive the most part, and it's just something we haven't done just yet. And I think that's something they're going to turn around really quickly. So that's it for me today, guys. Hopefully we get this win against the Minnesota Vikings. I'll be cheering us on. I will be on vacation, so this is a batch video. I'm making this earlier in the week, so if there's a major injury or something that happens and it doesn't cover that in this video, that's the reason for that. But other than that, guys, hopefully we get this win. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to get put in for the Corey Davis jersey giveaway. But if not, make sure you follow me on Twitter. I'll leave a link in the bio. But other than that, y'all have a beautiful time. I'm out.